there's a few ways to be a Christian, and the way that I think most people that I know that are Christian is they, well, maybe not most people I know, but the less intelligent and the less Christian ones, but they still say they're Christians, are the ones who simply, they act in it, they go to church maybe, or maybe not even, they just say that they believe in God and that's it, and they don't really pray or do any of the things that Christians do. And of course, at first that might seem fine, but it's the things that, like, there's a reason why we have those things in the Bible, and there's a reason why Christians usually do it. There's a reason why we usually go to church and pray. And I haven't gone to church in a while for other reasons, so I guess I can't really be saying too much, but at least I read the Bible, and I've been trying to pray every day, and trying to be a good Christian. It's really hard though, of course it is. It's a tricky balance to live, but that's just life, you know? Everyone has to deal with their own problems. But then there's another type of Christian I know of where they go really far into it and they think that everything in the Bible is literally true, and they think the world was made 1,000 years ago in 7 days and evolution never happened, and if you don't believe in God, then you're probably going to go to hell, or you definitely are going to go to hell, and if you believe in Jesus, then you're definitely going to go to heaven. And they go to church every day, or maybe not every day, but every week, and they pray every day, and they only have Christian friends, they don't have any atheist friends. And I think that is probably the good extreme to go to, maybe. I don't know for sure, but I can say that I'm not either of those people. I'd say I'm more in the middle. I have Christian friends and non-Christian friends, and although it would be nice to have more Christian friends, it's not like a necessity for me. And maybe evolution did happen, maybe it didn't, I have no clue. I don't think it matters, honestly. And maybe the world is 8 billion years old, maybe it's 1,000. I don't really care, but I would lean towards it being 8 billion. But honestly, I just think differently about it, and I think that God is just something that is so huge and infinite that we can't really understand him. And although we can hear his word, the Bible, and try to see some image of him that isn't him, there's no way to see him for how he really is. And I've read other religious texts, and it's just, I see a weird connection between all of them, and I think that although the Bible has a lot of truth in it, it might not all be literally true. And there might be other texts that have some elements that the Bible is either missing, or those elements are in the Bible, but it just like makes it puts in a different light. I think it's interesting to think about all these ideas. Like, I want to be a Christian who just believes. At the same time, there's so many ideas to choose from. It might make it better for me to have super Christian friends, because then they would actually keep me on track, but I don't know. And of course, then there's the atheists who just think the Bible is totally meaningless and it's just a daddy in the sky, and it doesn't really matter, it doesn't have any influence on the real world, it's just magic fairy tales. And if you think that, I mean, you can think what you want. I'm sure that I know of one logical framework of looking at the world where that's acceptable, and I think that framework is that nothing matters, it's just nihilism, and honestly, that is logical. I just have really one gripe with it, which is that how do we have free will? Like, I mean, you can say we don't have free will, and you can say, oh, yeah, no, actually, all of our actions are predetermined, but, like, how does it feel like I have free will? How can I sense the world in a subjective way? How does that make any sense in your framework? How can particles that are moving around have an idea of consciousness? How can they have any ideas at all? It should just be robots. We should just be mindless robots that can't actually see anything. What we're doing is we're just intaking neurons, or we're just intaking light, and then processing it in our brain, and then it outputting our outputs. But the processing, that's what I find the magical part. Like, how are we able to sense the world? And to me, that is conclusive proof of God. To atheists, maybe you're just like, I don't know, doesn't matter to me, we'll find it out later. But I think it will never be explained by science. And that's like one thing that I think AI will never have, which is just that the taste of chocolate. The AI will never know the taste of chocolate. They'll be able to know all the objective facts they want about the taste of chocolate, but they'll never know the taste of chocolate. And they could even pretend to know the taste of chocolate. They never actually will. And maybe every other human in the entire world is pretending to know everything that comes to senses. And maybe I'm just the only one who actually senses things. But even then, I still think you need some sort of illogical higher being that is making that happen, because I can't see any logical framework for having a soul like that. But yeah, Christianity. I think it's an interesting balance of faith, where on the one side, if you just blindly believe a faith, then if you were born into a cult, you just blindly believe that too. If you're born into one religion, you blindly believe that. If you're born into another, you blindly believe that. And there's like no logical thinking, there's no reasoning, there's no thinking, what if this faith is not doing good things? I don't know. But on the other hand, if you question your faith too much and you go too far, then you are limiting yourself, I think. You're making it hard on yourself to find a group of people where you belong in, and a religion that is proper and makes you like do the right things, and a real framework that people have been using for thousands of years to make the world a better place, or at least a place that like they can live in, a functional place for them. And Christianity has been around for a long time, and I do think that it's really helpful for a society to have Christianity, and also I think it is true in the important ways, at least. I don't know. If I wasn't born into a Christian family, I don't even know what my life would be like. But I don't think it'd be as good as it is right now. It's interesting stuff.